Hi, this is Matthew Lincoln. I did the Not Business as Usual documentary to watch and just doing my review on it. Um, Originally, in it talks about the capitalism rule, maximize shareholder value. Um, I've worked for a corporation. That's pretty much how it ran to the point where benefits were being cut, people were losing jobs, and eventually the company was sold to another corporation who's pretty much doing it the same way but changed the benefits yet again. So that actually wasn't something I learned. Let's see. As for what I did learn, so the movie, I don't know. I like the direction they were going with it. They talked about B certifications, how important B certifications are. For me, I decided to do a little bit more research in that, and I noticed that only two companies in Nevada were B certified, which isn't very much. So I started actually looking at B certified restaurants. I figured I'd support restaurants that way. I only found one in California, none in Washington, and I think one in Oregon. But then there's a separate category, food and beverage, which had roasteries and cafes, coffee shops that were a little bit different. I don't know why it's not just all one category, but that had a much larger amount of companies, but Nevada still didn't have them. Again, Nevada only has two, one in Las Vegas, one in Incline Village, but I don't remember what the names of either one were. So what did I learn? So just the generational part. If we had stuff, we were successful. I've got a lot of stuff, too much stuff. You can't see it from this angle. I purposely set the camera angle this way so you couldn't see it. Let's see. CEOs, they're successful by increasing profit for shareholders. I'm reading some of my notes. Can't hold them accountable for not thinking about society. I could see where that would be an issue. No severance package was made based on their lack of contribution to society. Everyone claiming to be green and responsible. We see a lot of that now. We see a lot of reusable bags. It was interesting to see that company who makes the fabric or makes clothing, and we're using these reusable bags, but we don't know how ethical these bags are. We don't know what's in the dye. We don't know how they're made. We don't know if there's a sanitary system that they're looking for in these mills. I have no idea. So on the surface, it looks like we're doing the right thing. We might not be contributing as much as we had hoped. One company I was looking for and I didn't find, there's a farm in California, and they sell their milk and their cream in glass bottles still. And I started investing in that recently, and I pay a $2 deposit. And when I wash the bottle and bring it back, they give the store, typically Whole Foods, Raley's, or Sprouts, will give me the money back. So that's kind of nice. I guess that's a way of being reusable rather than just putting a bunch of cans in a bag and taking it to the recycling bin. Let's see. I'm already at 4 minutes. I did want to talk about when they're talking about being sustainable and contributing to society. I think while we don't see a lot of B-rated businesses, I do see a step in the right direction, especially here in Reno. Holy Schmidt Donuts is a fairly new place, and they had an incident where someone took their tips, and rather than press charges, they actually did a food drive for that person. The person didn't show up to collect the food, so they just donated it to a food bank, but it was a different method for being robbed than what I typically see in a small business or any business really. that about sums up. Looks like we're going in the right direction. At least a couple of the newer businesses are. There's a sense of responsibility coming from these businesses. We saw it on a very small scale in these Canadian-based companies. I'd like to think that Reno is starting to turn into that, whereas Las Vegas is still corporations, and I think we're starting to not become that gambling town. And I see, at least based on this movie, where these ideas may have started from. Right, 5.5 minutes. A lot of it was just me thinking though, so I think you got 4 minutes of review. All right.